Hi friends, I'm Pastor Jean Arlia Erickson, and today I'm here to offer you some words of hope and encouragement. So, it's a few days past the election, and we're all still breathing. I'm not going to ask you who you voted for. I'm not going to tell you who I voted for. What I can tell you is that following the election, it's important to remember some important things. First of all, regardless of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or Libertarian or non-affiliated, you are a patriot. You live in this country, you care about this country. These are the things that bind us together. Very important. From a Christian perspective, it's important that we remember God is on God's throne. Regardless of what happens in the world or with elections or with anything else going on, God is still ruling, and God is in charge. And from the very beginning, God has brought us through challenging situations. God has brought us through the American Revolution, the Civil War, through economic hardship, through times of challenge and loss. God has brought us through those times. And it's also important to remember that for those of you who are upset at the results of the election, God's people have not always lived in governments that they've enjoyed or that they've agreed with. God's people have lived in exile. Even when God's people were living in Israel and the Roman government was in charge, I'm sure that that was not the best situation that they would have wanted. So I think it's really important to remember that regardless of what the government looks like, God is always in charge. Also, some important pieces of feedback as we move from the election into the next phase of this country's development. Regardless of who you voted for, we need to pray for leaders. We need to respect them, and we need to honor them, because these are the elected officials that we have. We also need to pray for each other. And we need to come together as much as we can to support this great country that we love. Now, an important piece to also remember is that regardless of who we elected, if there are policies that the elected individual bring out that are not aligned with our Christian values, we need to exercise our right of free speech, a very important gift that we have in this country, to share that those are not the policies that we would like. And that means writing to our congresspeople. That means possibly protesting peacefully. And that's okay. We can do those things. But in the end, we all have to come together and support this country. So friends, I ask you, regardless of whether your side won or your side didn't win, please come together with me in praying for our leadership, praying for each other, and praying for this country that we love.